think it's taping. Hi guys, it is me. It is our virtual yoga class number 35. 35. Have any of you done all 35 classes? That seems insane to me that somebody would have done that, but I don't know, desperate times, right? Welcome back. This is going to be your Wednesday night class. We're going to kind of play it by ear a little bit and just do what feels good right now. I have been paying attention this week to some core stuff and some shoulder stuff, as well as doing my walking and my yoga. So I'm a little sore all over right now. So any kind of really deep stretching is going to feel good for me. So I think we'll just move in that general direction and just play around with whatever seems to feel right. Okay, and it's also so freaking hot, right? I think today is a little better. I left the house this morning at 7:15 to work out, and it felt like there was a little tiny breeze. It felt a little bit better, but then just as I got to the very top of, I want to say Lakewood, but I always mess up the name of the street that's off of Ridge and Bowden, in between the two, and comes out right on top of the reservoir. That hill is my nemesis. I hate it and I love it at the same time because I feel like it targets right where I need it to target. But that's the one that makes me drip sweat off the tip of my nose and down into my tank top. That's the hill. But just as I got to the top of that hill, I thought, no, it's no cooler today. It's just as brutal. So unroll your mat. Have your blanket or towel or whatever you can sit up on in case we do any seated poses towards the end, maybe, just to the side of you. But lay down on your back, arms at your sides, palms up, and start to find your breath, okay? It's good to be with you. If you are not signed up for the live classes that we're doing, you're missing out because it's a really nice group of people. And last night, I didn't know what to expect or who would be there. It was 96 degrees at 6 o'clock last night when I pulled, my ligaments are super tight right here today. It was 96 degrees when I pulled into the parking lot last night at 6 o'clock. And I thought, nobody's gonna come tonight. This is ridiculous. This is hot yoga unintentionally. But sure enough, there were, I don't know, I think half the class was there. I think about 12 people were there. And they followed the shade. And there was kind of a breeze throughout the whole thing, which sounds crazy, but it was true. And I was more walking around and instructing than practicing, but nobody seemed to be dying. So it was really I think it was nice. I think it was a good time. So if you're interested in doing outdoor classes, you can still sign up at Parks and Rec. I believe there are 4 more classes in this session, but the price is so good that even if you signed up now, it would still be worth your money. So if you're interested, call Marisa or Sue at Cedar Grove Parks and Recreation. Okay, that was my PSA for the day. Lay down, arms at your side, palms up, legs out long in front of you. Let your feet open up towards the sides of whatever space you're in. And find your breath if you haven't. Inhaling and exhaling, drawing the breath all the way down into your low belly. Holding it there for just a couple seconds and then slowly exhaling. I am drinking apple juice and ice. If you look in the bottom shelf of our refrigerator on the door, you'll find a wide variety of sports drinks and protein drinks and bottled waters and you name it, it's there. Because we all have different preferences. I like vitamin water Rise in the orange flavor. Well, that's the Rise, the Vitamin Water Zero Rise. That's my drink of choice when I work out. And then I also drink Premier Protein box drinks. That's my breakfast. Alex likes ice, crystal ices. He likes Powerades. He likes anything that's high protein. He makes his own protein drinks with powder and banana and peanut butter and milk. Cam will drink anything you put in front of him. But when I really, really, really am just thirsty for something and I can't quite put my finger on it, apple juice is my go-to. Really, really cold apple juice. My dad too, so I think it's inherited. Start at the top of your head. Work your way down your body. Notice how you're feeling today, so that you know if there's anything that you might want to pull out of versus go deeper into, or do the opposite. Maybe you're lucky and you woke up feeling like everything was perfectly aligned, nothing was crispy or crunchy or crackling or achy. Good for you if that was you. I guess I woke up feeling that way. I don't know. It's hard to tell because as the day goes on, there's always an opportunity to do some kind of a workout, and the sore just blends from one activity to another. You know, like I put on usually a tank top and leggings in the morning with running shoes and socks, and I go out and do my walk and my jog. And then I come home and shower, and then I put on a clean workout outfit, but this is usually a better quality one because it's more for yoga and daily activities than my grungy leggings and tank tops. And then if that gets super sweaty and gross throughout the day, then there comes a third outfit. But all of my clothes are basically active wear, I guess you would say. I mean, I've got normal stuff, but I don't really wear it. So I just go from outfit to sweat to shower to outfit to sweat to shower. There's a lot of laundry right now. There's laundry going right this second, actually. But my point in saying that was that I never really know if I wake up feeling great or not great because there's always some kind of residual soreness, which I'm fine with. I like that workout sore. Maybe you do too. I don't know. All right, arms are out, big T, palms are up. Pull your knees into your chest and take a twist over to the right. Drop the legs, drop the legs, drop the legs. So I know I say this every single time, but I was watching a friend of mine who's in my Monday night class last night. He's a muscular guy. He has a history of being athletic, and he's tight in his shoulders. So when we did this pose, his legs dropped, but he was having a really hard time getting the opposite arm out to the side and to ground it down. And it was kind of, floating up a little bit, and that's not good for your shoulder. So what I want you to do is make sure you get the legs down, get them settled, and then pay attention to the opposite arm. So I believe your legs are going to the right now, so you're paying attention to the left arm, correct? So get the legs down and then slowly unroll the arm out to your side. Try to get the whole back of the arm down on the ground. The whole thing, from the back of the shoulder straight down out through the fingertips. And then move it a little. Like if straight out is too much, then don't worry about it. Bring it a little lower to your side or a little lower. Close the angle. Or if this is no problem, then maybe go a little bigger. Maybe come into more of a cactus, which is what I do sometimes because I feel like it opens my shoulders a little bit deeper, which is what I want. You just don't want that arm to be hanging nowhere, right? You don't want it just hanging in space. So figure out where you need to place it in order to ground it down. One of the reasons that we practice yoga is to create space and to get back flexibility or looseness that we may have lost just in the process of life, right? So you come to yoga and you're tight and you're crunchy, and you slowly start to crack things open and create that space and create that room to move. But then every day we go back to our usual stuff. We go back to our jobs. We go back to our keyboards where we're hunched over things. we go back to the position that we sleep in that may not be really conducive to shoulder opening. So every single day when you come to your mat, or every time you come to your yoga practice, you're starting from scratch. You know, like you're slowly getting it back, but it's sort of like a 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 4 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps, you know, like it's constantly a back and forth, a yin and a yang. And you just want to keep that in mind. But that's part of the game, right? That's part of the, to me, that's part of the fun of yoga. So bring your knees up to center. Drop them over to your left. Let them settle down to the ground. And then extend the right arm out to your side with the palm up. And take your time. Take your time getting the arm down and snuggled and settled. Take your time. And remember, I can't emphasize this enough, but remember that where your arm is on one side, positioning wise, it may not be the exact same place it was on the other side. It may be totally different because that shoulder may be tighter or that shoulder may be looser. So show yourself grace, just like you would if you were watching someone else practice, and be okay with that, right? Any movement is good movement, and any movement is better than no movement at all. So wherever you are, you are. That sounds so Dr. Seussy philosophical, right? Wherever you are, you are. But it's true with your yoga practice. Wherever you are that day, you're doing it. You're doing something. So it doesn't really matter. Knees up to center. Come on into a happy baby, or put one hand on each kneecap and let the weight of your arms pull you wide so you open the hips, the inner thigh, the groin muscles, all of that tightness in there. You want to open up the pelvic floor a little. That's what you're trying to get done. Extend your legs straight up in the air. Bring your arms back out to your sides with the palms up. Flex your feet, so pull your toes down. Lift your heels high, lengthen the arch, so the area in between the big toe mound and the heel, and press out through the back of your knees so that you get the hamstrings to start to lengthen and stretch. You don't want to baby them too much because then you won't ever get new length. So even though it's uncomfortable, you still want to encourage an opening with them. Juice like a 3-year-old. Can't drink too much because it's so much sugar. It hits the spots. All right, bend your knees, bring your feet down to the ground. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides, arms are in the big T or in cactus. I was thinking today when I was walking that I am so thankful for the running shoes that I ordered, I don't know, maybe in April. I think they're the greatest running shoes I've ever had in my whole life. And I go through probably 3 pairs a year. And I've been very faithful to ASICS for a long time because I have flat feet and they have a nice high arch, and I have kind of wide feet, and they're wider just by the nature of the shoe, and I love them. But I had a really hard time ordering online during quarantine because so many people were home and exercising. So I think I ordered like 3 or 4 pairs, tried them all on, sent them all back, and I ended up keeping this one pair of Adidas that are neon orange, which unfortunately is my favorite color anyway. And I just love them. The back is higher, so you don't get any blisters on the back of your heels. And they're just really, really comfortable. And every day that I've worn them, I don't know, for 3 months now, every single day. And every morning when I put them on, they still feel like brand new shoes. And I was walking along this morning and thinking how lucky I am. And then I started to panic that I needed to go online and order another pair so that when these were garbage, I had a fallback. And don't you know that they're not available anymore? So that stinks. Running shoes are the bane of my existence because I love them and I need them, but when I find a pair, I never think to order more than one pair at a time, and this is what happens. So, lengthen your legs out long in front of you. Wiggle your toes a little bit. Wiggle them around. I have an itch, I'm sorry. The arch of my foot has an itch in it. Wiggle your toes and then point and flex your feet. Point and flex, point and flex. You want to feel this as a stretch on the tops of your feet. So you point and then pull back. When you pull back, the back of your knees are going to buckle up a little bit. That's okay. When you flex, you should feel, when you point, you should feel like everything compresses down into the ground. So flex and point. Oh, I just got a good crack. Flex and point. When you do this and exaggerate the movement, you feel it all the way up to the back of your knees and it feels really good. Okay, relax the feet, relax the legs, close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. You know what it is? I think I have a splinter. I read something really weird the other day, that if you have an empty syringe, like a medicine syringe, and you have a splinter, you pull the thing up on the syringe and you position it over the splinter. No, I'm sorry. You push the thing in on the syringe, you position it over the splinter, and then you pull up, and supposedly it will suck the splinter out of your skin and into the syringe. I might have to try that later. Ooh, I think I just got it. I got it. That was weird. I don't know where I got that. Okay, so let's come over onto hands and knees. A little bit of cat and cow just to move our spine around a tiny bit. It feels good. Okay, so spread your fingers, hands under your shoulders. Lean a tiny bit into your pose, thumbs pointing in towards one another. Everything else spread nice and wide. Curl your toes under behind you so that your legs are engaged, and then start to move on your breath. So we're going to inhale, drop the head and press up. Exhale, arch the back, stick the tush out, and look up. Make your movements big. You don't ever want tiny little movements in yoga. That's my opinion, at least. I think anything I do with yoga, if I can be bold with it and make it bigger and really just lean into the pose, it's always going to feel better for me. Maybe not for you, but for me. So maybe give it a try and see if that works for you too. One or two more. And then from here, we're going to press up into dog. So I'm going to go sideways on my mat. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. Drop your heels down. Engage your core here. Try to get the heels down to the floor. So let's play with this for a minute. Let's bend our knees. Lift our tailbone up. Press our hips back towards the wall behind us. So press into the mat. Really engage your arms. And then straighten the legs and drop the heels. Big breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale forward into a plank. Engage the core. Press back into dog. And then let's come down into our wide knee child's pose for just a couple of breaths. Hips are back, arms are out in front of you, forehead or chin to the floor. Relaxing, lengthening the spine, opening up the back of the shoulders. Up. Let's come into a quick balance. Let's do right arm out, left leg up. Okay, so leg up, arm up, thumb is pointing up. I don't know if you can see my arm out here, but my thumb is pointing up. I'm flexing my foot, and I'm looking at something in front of me that's not moving. In yoga, that's called a drisdi, just a focal point. Hand down. So now let's do the same thing on the other side. Arm up, thumb up, leg out. Find your drisdi, find your focal point. And then bring it back in. Come on up into dog. And we're going to walk our hands up to meet our feet. And come into a standing forward bend at the front of our mat. So, little baby steps up. And get a turn. Forward bend, fingertips to the floor if you're able to. And then cross the arms at the elbows and hang. Release your fingertips. Let's come up into 3 flat backs. So inhale up. Exhale and fold. Inhale up. Exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale and fold. So I'm going to go back to the front of my mat. What we're going to do from here is step back with our right foot into a warrior one, positioning with the legs. Keep your hands down. Keep your hands down on the inside of the front foot. Bend into the front knee. Angle the back leg where you want it. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to your hips. Square your hips off facing forward. Warrior one, hips are facing forward, right? And then if you need to adjust the back knee at all, and the back leg, do that. Hips are forward, you're bending into the front knee, pressing down through the bottom of the back foot. Engage the core. And then when you're ready, bring the arms up. And see if you can find a little back bend. Come on up, warrior one. This back arm, everyone's got their left leg forward, right? Right arm is going to come to the back of the right leg. You're going to let it slide down the leg as you start to arch back a little onto a half moon. Now from here, we're going to come up into a warrior two. Nice big breath in. Inhale again. Exhale the breath. Hands are going to come to the inside of the front foot, and we're going to bring the back knee down onto the ground. We're going to lean our hips forward, walk our hands out a little bit, and just come into a nice hip opener. Uh-oh, what happened? I got a low battery side, so I'm not sure if I missed anything. So this is where we should be, you guys. We should be down here in a low hip opener, yeah? And then we're going to step back into our cat and cow. Moving on our breath. Making the movements big, or as big as they can be when you're doing a simple and effective pose like cat and cow. I'm going to turn the other way so that I'm facing you. Okay, so cat and cow. This time we want to come up into dog. Inhale forward into a plank. Engage the core. Back into dog. We're going to walk the feet up to meet the hands. Standing forward bend. Drop the head, drop the arms, interlace at the elbows. Release, inhale up, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale and fold. One more, inhale up. Exhale and fold. So now we're doing the opposite leg. So we're going to step back with the left foot. Find our warrior stance. Right foot is in front, right? First thing you're going to do is bring both hands to the inside of the front foot. Give yourself time to adjust the back leg. But then once you come up, you may need to adjust it more. I'm going to wiggle forward more. I'm going to bend deeper in the front knee. My front knee is a little funky, so I'm not going to bend into a complete 90-degree angle because that's something I'm going to stay out of a little bit. Right here is good. Arms up, hips are squared off towards the front. Nice deep breath in. Exhale the breath. Find a little back bend here. Come on up. Now the left arm is going to go down the back of the left leg. Palm is going to flip on the right hand so it's facing the wall behind you. And you're going to come into a half moon. Opening up into a warrior two. Hands are going to come down to the floor. Back knee is going to come down. And we're going to shift our weight forward, finding a hip opener. Here, find your wide knee child's pose and settle into a nice spine stretch. All right, come on up onto hands and knees. Let's go into our cat and cow for a quick minute. Flat back. We're going to come down onto forearms. You want so you have two options here. You can either do forearms down, have equal distance between your wrists and your elbows, okay? So you can do that, or you can interlace your fingers and really press down through the forearms, whatever feels best. We're gonna come up into a dolphin. So maybe interlace or equal distance between wrists and elbows, whatever you prefer. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips. Feel this in your back, in your shoulders. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, come on down. And find a modified child's pose, so maybe don't go as wide with your knees or go wide, whatever. And come on down. Okay, from here, let's come on down onto our stomachs for a second. Oh. It's hard to tell what you're able to see and what you're not able to see. I just want you to see most of what I'm doing. Okay, so head down, windshield wiper your legs. All right, so we're going to do this next one in 1, 2, 3 parts. Okay, if you were in class with me live last night, we did this last night. It's a good shoulder opener. It's a lot about control and trying to will your body to do certain things. We're going to start with our forehead or chin down. Hands can come to either side of your chest, forehead or chin down. I like to do my forehead. My chin just feels risky with teeth and stuff. I don't know. I like to do forehead. Now, your hands are going to come to the small of your back and interlace. But we're not going to stop. We're going to really adjust this. So, head of the arm bone is the bulky upper part of your shoulder. I'm going to lift that up towards the sky. And then I'm going to slide everything down my back. And I'm going to maintain that really that really strong, I'm going to maintain that muscular engagement that I feel in the shoulders. And I'm going to not lift my legs or my pelvis at all, but I'm going to lift up from the core, out through the crown of my head, and I'm going to unclench my butt. That's so important here. Unclench your butt, lift up. Big breath in. Exhale, lower down. Relax the arms, windshield wiper the legs. So now we're going to do from the waist down, and we're going to leave the upper body just grounded down, not lifting. So legs go out long behind you. Point your toes. I like to point my toes for this. I think it helps me to feel like I'm really pulling out of the hip more. So you want to be careful on this. I want you to lift from the hip up, but I don't want you to do it by bending your knees. That's going to accomplish nothing. That's going to do absolutely nothing for you. So bring your hands to under your shoulders, forehead down, chin down, whichever you prefer. You're just going to lift from the hip up. Not a huge movement, but you have to unclench, which is hard. Unclench, big breath in, and lower down. Windshield wiper your legs. And then now we're going to put both of those pieces together. So the only part that will be on your mat will be your low core, your low belly, and your pelvic area. Okay? We're going to do our best to fly. This is unofficially called Superman. You'll see why. But okay, ready? So we're going to start with the shoulder adjustments first, and then we're going to incorporate the legs. But we're going to be kind of speedy moving through steps so that you're not doing one for a lot longer than you're doing the other. So hands to the small of your back, interlace. Head of the arm bones up. Slide everything down. Torso comes up. Legs come up. Unclench your butt. Super important. Nice big breath in. Exhale the breath. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good job. That's really a muscular pose, right? It's your whole body engaged. All right, make your way up to a comfortable seated position. So this is when you want to grab your blanket or your towel or whatever it is that you prefer to perch up on and come wide-legged. Okay. Remember, if you've been doing this with me for the whole pandemic, these are the yoga pants I bought online that I wasn't so sure about, and now I literally love them. And I'm 100% sure I bought 2 pairs of black ones and I can't find the other pair. And it's kind of killing me a little to not know where they are, or to think I'm going crazy and I only bought 1, but I'm pretty sure I bought 2. So some rainy day, that'll be my project. All right, start to just move a little side to side, front to back. Just kind of pulling yourself up and out of the hip area a little. And up, down in the middle, wherever you're comfortable. Walk the hands over to the right. Grab onto something. Engage the core and pull yourself down. Walk the hands over to the left. Same thing, engage the core, so suck it in. Create some extra space, pull yourself down. And then come on back to the middle one more time. Up. Let's take a quick twist to the left. So come into the S position with your legs. Right hand on the outside of the left knee, left fingertips making a cupcake house behind you. Press into the ground, turn the back shoulder, and then twist over the left shoulder. Back to center. Switch your legs. S to the other side. Cupcake house with the right hand behind you. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Sit up straight and tall. Twist around over the right shoulder. Back to center. Legs out long in front. And we're going to point and flex again, just like we did in the beginning, okay? So point and flex. Point and flex. Point, flex. Now, reach underneath your tush. Pull your butt cheeks out to the side so you're sitting up really straight and tall. Arms come up. Engage the core, suck it in. Start to fold over your legs, flex your feet. You're doing chest to your knees, but you're not rounding your head and dropping it. You're reaching for whatever's comfortable without compromising the spinal stretch that you're getting. So it's heart going forward, not trying to get your head to your knees. we're going to come into one last position, and then you're going to lay down for Shavasana. So, remove your blanket or your towel, whatever it is that you have. Come to this position. I don't know what this is called. Just sit like this. Okay, you're going to rock back a little bit until you find that sweet spot on your tailbone where you can balance. Okay? And you're going to play with this a little. It takes a second to get it. So you're going to find that sweet spot. You're going to extend your legs out, arms out. Oh my gosh, you see me shaking? Pull them in. Now, maybe reach for your big toes. This is easier for me for some reason. But extend the legs out. Find the sweet spot. Bring them in, bring them down, lay on your back. Okay? Just a little, I don't know, just for fun. That was just for fun. Lay on your back, get comfy. Arms are at your side, palms are up, please. Just because you did some nice shoulder opening today and you don't want it to all just go away right now, right? You want it to last a little. So, close your eyes, find your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Drawing the breath all the way down to the low belly. Holding it there for a comfortable couple of seconds. And then slowly exhaling it back up. And let your mind wander, right? You don't want to think about any one thing for any length of time. You just want to let thoughts come in and let them go. Everything that you need to think about will still be there when we're done. But this is your time to just be still and be really present in the moment. Notice how your body's feeling. Notice how you're feeling connected to the ground underneath you. Maybe you're feeling a little heavier. Things are in place, right? Just for this time period, things are in place. So take advantage of that. Another couple of breaths, listening to the sound of your breath as it moves into your body, listening to it as you exhale it, starting at the top of your head, working your way down and noticing how you feel. Hopefully, my hope always for you is that you always feel better when you leave a yoga practice with me than when you first started. So hopefully that's where you're at today, that you're just feeling better. You know, you might not even be able to put your finger on what better is, but it's just maybe a sense of well-being, maybe a sense of ease. That would be kind of nice, right? Or maybe just for the rest of the day, you'll be a little more comfortable in your own skin, which would be great. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes a little bit. And when you're ready, bend your knees and roll over to your right side and come on up to a comfortable seated position, or just pull your knees in and rock yourself up. Hands come to your heart in prayer. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Out. Namaste. Namaste, friends. Thank you for being with me again. Class number 35. It's crazy. I thought it would be like 10 classes. 35 classes. So enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you again soon. If I see you in my real classes, then I'll see you there. If I see you walking around Cedar Grove, be sure to yell out and get my attention. I'm usually listening to 80s pop on Spotify. But get my attention somehow. Throw something at me if you have to. So have a good week. I hope you feel good. Bye.